In this video, you will learn how to create a vocabulary game with ActivePresenter, in just a few minutes. There is a picture that includes many objects related to a random topic. Players have to guess their names, and then type the answers into a text box. They will receive 1 point for each correct answer, over a possible total of 14 points. Both wrong and incomplete answers result in 0 points, and then they can try again. Within 2 minutes and not exceeding 20 attempts, the players who name all 14 objects correctly win. The 3 main steps to create this game include adding question and slide background, adjusting the question, and adding game introduction. In the Questions tab, click Fill in Text Entry. You add a background image to this slide. Now you come to the second part, adjusting the question. You can customize the question to make it fit the background. For example, change its position, text color, and font. You continue to adjust the answer area and the check button. After that, you add 14 shapes. Open the Insert tab, click Shapes, choose the one you like and draw it on the canvas. You type into one shape with an object's name and style it. To add other shapes, you just need to copy this one, and type a new name. You should rename these shapes, so you can add events actions more easily later. The shape will not appear until the players name an object correctly. Therefore, you need to hide all of them initially, by right-clicking them, and selecting Initially Hidden. Now you add correct answers for this question. Select the text entry, then click the Add Value button, and type the answers into the blank box. There are 14 objects in total. So, you can set many attempts you want, as long as they are more than 14. For example, you can set it to 20, in the Score and Reporting section. You add a variable to count the number of objects answered correctly. You name it Count. Select the number type, and set 0 as its default value. Now you create a box to display the number of correct answers. There are 14 objects, so you type found/14 into this box. Then, add a reference here. You now add events, actions to the fill in text entry question. There are default events actions in this text entry, but you can edit them as you want. To edit correct and incorrect feedback, you open the View tab, and click Feedback Master. Select the correct feedback layer, then you change text and style it as you want. Then, you edit the incorrect feedback layer. After that, add the Restart Presentation action to the on-click event of the Replay button. You can also add audio to these feedback layers. After that, you close the master view to save the changes. In the normal view, you add events, actions to the text entry object. As there are 14 objects with the same events, actions, you should create an advanced action to reuse across all of them. You can see the Advanced Actions icon in the Questions tab. First, you name it Show Answer. Then, you add 2 types of parameters. The first one is Shape Type, used for the shapes you have hidden initially. The second one is String Type, used for texts that you have typed into the text box. Now you add actions for this advanced action. After the players type their answer correctly, correct audio will play, an object's name will appear, and 1 point will be added to the found box. So, you add 3 actions with the parameters you have created above. The first action is play audio. The second one is show object. Both actions are under the condition that the player types a correct answer. The third one is adjust variable. This action helps add 1 point to the found box if it's a correct answer. Finally, you add the clear user input action. This action is used to clear text input after an answer is submitted. Now you add events actions to the text entry. You select the text entry, then add the onTextEnter event, advanced action. Then, you perform the same steps to add actions for the other 13 answers. If the players name 14 objects correctly, they win the game. Therefore, you add the show feedback layer, correct feedback action, under the condition that count is equal to 14, to the onTextEnter event. Next, you add an animated timer. The timer tells the players how much time has passed. You uncheck the Match Object Duration option, to add the timer's duration you want. And uncheck the Start Automatically option. Then, add an action to restart the presentation when the timer completes. Let's come to the third part in creating this game. This part includes 3 objects. They are the background shape, game name, and start button. You add 3 shapes in turn. The first one is a background shape. You change its color and opacity. The second one is the game name. You click the shape to type text into it. Then, adjust the font, size, and color as you want. The last one is the Start button. After that, you group them by right-clicking and choosing Group. When the players click the Start button, it will hide the group and start the animated timer. So, you need to add the hide object and start timer actions to this Start button. Let's see preview. Thank you for watching.